Welcome back to my channel. Tonight, Mitzu is going to want to channel. Wait on me. I'm still compiling the things that I need. I've been a little sick. I have also been working on my music, a lot on my music. I'm rediscovering a cover that I used to love to do, Prince's Seven, and a memory was like just shown to me while I was at work, and I was trying to remember the words, and I realized I couldn't, and I loved that song, so I went back to it, and I've been enjoying taping that, and you'll probably get a little snippet of it and me dancing to it soon. And let's see, what else, my brain just went, but that happens, So, I was, getting messages before this channeling. So the first message was to envision yourself when you're trying to think of this concept of this light, like this energy from your highest self in these other dimensions. Just think of it like a dimensional elevator. And that elevator is, well, it's going two ways actually. You are coming up from the depths of yourself, discovering who you are down in the deep. And you transition into your heart, and you are going up into your head, trying to figure out what that is. But you want to surpass the head because you're seeking that elevator that's coming down that meets you. And once you get to that space where you can meet the elevator of maybe the fifth dimension, then those elevators combine, and you're in a fifth dimensional elevator, and you make your way down back into your heart space, bringing all of that divine energy that is yours, that true self of your true authentic divine self, into the foreground. But you got to remember, you're living in the now. You may have future plans. It may be a good time to make them. But your future self is saying, wait on me. You have to live in the now. Make the plans you need to make, and take the steps that you feel divinely aligned to take. Find your hell yeses, as Courtney, one of my, Divinely Aligned Channel, I think it's called, would say. You have to find your way into what is authentically yourself, and I have already spoken with you. Azrael has through at length about the authenticity of self. So you have to wait on your future self. Know that future self will take care of that future self. What you're doing now is divinely aligning yourself to the now. There is no past, really. There is no future when you're busting time like that. Only memories and visions. Okay, so next, you might be finding yourself as you're going through this process, feeling blown up and stunned by how fast things are changing for you, whether it's your state of mind, the state of your finances, or the state of your career or a relationship. You may be stunned about how fast things are going. And at this point, you might be experiencing what they call a glow up. People are recognizing it. Like today in the grocery store, I've done nothing different really, but I've been concentrating on trying to live my 5D life, and people are coming up to me more. I mean, they were never afraid to, but they're coming up to me more just to say something. Just like an older lady was talking about it. There were little raindrops today, and she said, but you can walk through them. They're spaced apart. I'm like, yeah, dodging them, weaving right and left, and you might be feeling like that. That's what your life has been, full of obstacles, and now you feel like you're weaving right and left and just sort of going through it with ease. And that's what it's like living in the 5D, in your five-dimensional self. So then we have that glow up. Another lady, a couple of people said that I look beautiful, I look really happy today, and really healthy. And those kinds of things you will notice because people are noticing your glow. They're noticing your health. They're noticing your shine. And that comes from living in the 5D. And it feels like aging backwards. Okay, so we also have something that tells you that you have felt this dark hold upon you. Past betrayals, whether they be lovers, friends, family, these past betrayals that have hurt you, even past life stuff that have hurt you, right? But you're starting to get the feeling, but I'm the icon. I'm the shine. Uh, I'm the one who is attracting all of this light and hope. And you may be feeling like people are or have been at some point in your life taking that for granted, taking your hope, your peace, your serenity, and the overall good person, the light that you put out for granted, taking it so for granted that it feels like they're betraying you at every turn. But no, just go through that darkness, feel it out, learn the lessons, build the barriers you might need to build, make the decisions about relationships you need to make, and move on. Move on. So the next thing was people being drawn to you. Again, they're emphasizing people are being drawn to you, and those who already knew you will be seeing you differently, seeing you brighter, as healthier, as younger, as more vibrant. They will see the difference in you. They're already probably seeing it. So, and you're entering a phase where you will have to choose when to hermit yourself. You've been in a phase, maybe like I have, of true hermitage. It's been a really, for me, feels like a long time, but between living with both my husband's parents, Cecil's, and my parents, at points when we moved back to Georgia because the pay there is just not good enough to get your own apartment. Between doing those things, it was hard to do anything uh, related to my spiritual nature. But it was also hard, since we didn't have a vehicle most of the time, to go and visit the friends we did have. They would have to come to us, and we were finding that not happening. So when we were able to move out of Georgia, COVID was still around. So it was very, very hard for us to get together with people. So it felt more like an enforced hermitage, because I've been this more of an introvert most of my life, and I feel like I want to try to be more extroverted, let people know what's been going on inside of me, all of this hidden stuff that's been going on in secret. I really want to let people understand when there's darkness, it is part of the light. You just need to shed your light, the light of knowledge, on what that is and what you need to learn from that, and then move on. You've got to live in the now. And when you're going through that, you're living a lot in the past, whether it's your past lives, whether it's the past of this life, or in the future of what you want in the future. But the goal is to shed all of the unnecessary thoughts about those things and grab a hold of the now. Be happy in who you are. Make the decisions in the now that make you happy, that resonate the best with you. So, but you will be in demand, so it will be hard to find a space where maybe you can take time out to breathe and just be by yourself. So just be aware of that and try to still take time out to breathe and be by yourself and let the light of your own inner divine lead you and guide you to the next step. So, I will let Mitzu in and we shall see what's up. Hello, I'm Mitzu, and I'm going to be doing the reading today. So, the first card that we have drawn is the Three of Air. Let's see if we can do that and share space with it. The Three of Air. So, the collective. It's been going through a time of great sadness, and that is understandable. There are a lot of things going on in the world that is concerning to people who care about people. I call myself an angel that cares about all people. Every being is important, and there's a lot of trouble going on with the world. So keeping that mindset of happiness and hope that Angela has, that Angie has all the time, is difficult. You might be finding it difficult, especially as empaths. Most of you who would watch something like this probably has some sort of experience with empathy, at least wondering about what could be your path in this kind of thing. You know, the beyond. The beyond. Maybe you're wondering about, family that you've lost. People that you've either had to let go because they weren't good for you, or people who've moved on to the next big thing that their angel is doing. So let's see what the next thing is. And this thing is also suggesting that you take time to heal yourself. Move through the emotion. Understand what that emotion is. Understand the lesson you need to learn from the situation and move on. Because these are situations that will make us stronger. They'll make us stronger. And you just have to trust in what your angel, what your divine self is telling you to do, so that you can be the best emissary for your divine self that you can, because we're here to communicate, we're here to love, we're here to grow with others around us and others who are in like vibration, not just like mind, but like vibration, because it's not about the mind, it's about the heart. So, but the next message is, and it's the Nine of Fire, it's don't give up. Protect what you have built, meaning those barriers. Some of you may be experiencing people from your past coming in, or people that you don't know, new people coming in, trying to live off of your light. Trying to, it is our duty to heal, but trying to siphon that energy without truly healing, without truly doing the work it takes to heal the self. Just getting like a temporary boost, like using you like an energy drink. So you need to maintain those barriers against what Angela would have called in her college years an energy vampire. Someone who will come and just siphon your good energy, pretending to either be like you or pretending to want to be helped by you, but never allow you to truly help. Just continue to siphon that energy, that healing energy that you have. But you need to have courage and believe in yourself at the same time. Have courage to say no when you need to say no. Say yes when you need to say yes. Have courage and faith in yourself that you know what's right and will know what's right when the time is right. Let's see, what else do you have to say, cards? So, we now have the Sun, the Archangel Uriel. Now, you will find yourself, there's a happy outcome. You need to protect what you built, the energy that you built, protect that connection to your divine self, and that means concentrating on living in your 5D life, in your vibrational frequency of your divine self, doing what your divine self needs you to do in each now moment. Now, that will lead to happy outcomes. Doing so will lead to happy outcomes and brilliant new ideas. Creative energy that maybe you thought you lost years ago is starting to surface as this time of you aligning with self and you going through the Lion's Gate and all of this Mercury retrograde energy is allowing you to delve, one, if you need to, into the depths to find the answers you need to find, or not fix, understand what you need to understand in order to make a decision about what's coming next. And in order to have confidence in yourself. Because the only way to have confidence in yourself is to know who that self is. Angie, she would say she's been on this journey for a long time. And she still barely scratched the surface. But we say she's at the perfect place at the perfect time. We keep telling her there's nothing you have to do. It's not like that. It's about coming and living the divinely inspired life. The contracts that you have signed, if you're living the divinely inspired life, the things that you have signed on to do, the contracts in the ether realms and the other dimensions will come into play. You don't have to do anything except live in the now and choose what feels right for you in any now moment. Let's see. This one. So recently, you might have been experiencing fears surrounding money, but there are many people and many programs to help. So you need the wisdom to accept help. Like Angela and Cecil, they need to really get on the ball and try to get some thing from their, what's that called? Sorry, that English. Their Patreon, and set up not GoFundMe, but set it up so that their Patreon can maybe get them a little bit of money to help them record. They're doing their best in their home studio and saving money to get what they need, but they need the wisdom to accept help. So if they could put it out there, then they can maybe get the help. It doesn't hurt to try. Because they're uncertain about the self-employment that they want to achieve. They're uncertain how, at this point, to achieve it. And you yourself may be feeling the same way. The kinds of jobs in the 3D realm that's serviced in the 3D realm is not the kind of jobs that is as serviceable in the 5D realm, where you are creating your life. So some of these jobs, as they're phasing out anyway, people are having to try to figure out, well, how do I pay my bills? Machines are doing this now, AI's AI will start doing other things, and jobs may be like, if you get one, you may not be getting enough hours. So you're trying to figure out a way to get more money coming in. We say stop stressing yourself out about it. Make the decisions you need to make. Feel what your divine self is telling you to do. And make the decisions that fit you. That fit you. Always choose you. Always choose you. Angela, since she couldn't quit her job yet, with her condition and everything, and being difficult, she chose herself by moving to a department that wasn't so overstimulating, except to the nasal cavity, because she works with flowers. And there she's found that she's been able to start living in the 5D. It's still not ideal, but it is better, and living in the 5D is much easier in that area. And she gets to keep the apartment that she wants, humble as it is. She worries about the mussed up mirrors because her cats keep leaning up against it, pressing their nose and their paws and dirtying it up, and it's a disaster trying to keep up with it. She didn't intend on 5 cats, but she has them and loves them. But it gives her a messy home life. They're incessantly cleaning up after the cats. So let's see. At least one more card of these. Let's see. 2144. Whoa. This one. And this one we're really wanting to pick out too. Alright, we have the King of Water. It says, open your heart and mind to those around you. Trust worthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. So you may be feeling driven to charity work, and you could take some heartfelt advice. Try to find someone you trust if you feel driven towards charity work and don't know where to begin. There'll either be someone that's trustworthy that comes into your life that gives you some idea, or someone you already know has the information, and just listen to your inner voice, and it'll tell you where and when. And you get that by opening your hearts and minds to those around you. And for the last renewal, the Angel Jeremiel. It's telling you to review and evaluate, favorable assessment of the facts, and time to move in a new direction. So some of you have maybe been reviewing and evaluating and giving yourself a favorable assessment with your past achievements and your goals. But you may feel the need to move in a new direction, one that you haven't yet begun to imagine. There may be some need to move in some new direction, that you will find that direction soon. If you listen to your inner self and you keep being aware of the now and the people around you and their vibrational alignments, you will find what you need, and you will have the answer soon. Very, very soon. Now let's get a couple of Angel's cards. These are very good because they come from her. She knows what they mean because she wrote, well, we wrote them through her, but she had the feelings while we were writing. She knows what they mean deep in the cores of them to her. And she hopes that other people will find, when they do finally read it and she publishes her book, will find their own internal meaning in the imagery there. Okay, this one. So, this is, again, about that darkness, that betrayal that you felt, that you think you're feeling you took from me and still want more. You took from me and still want more. These are the type of people that you need to set your barriers against. They're not in alignment with your energy. They will either bring you down or cause you severe pain as you're trying to navigate yourself in the 5D. So you need to avoid emotional dealing with them. You may have to work with some of them, and that's understandable, but avoid emotionally dealing with them. Keep yourself kind of detached, your wall up. I know for empaths sometimes that's hard to do, but it took a long time for Angie to learn how to build those walls without making it food to numb it, but rather build the walls and not allowing the negative or the people who try to just feed off of positive energy without creating any of their own by attaching to their divine source of light and love. This one. But illusion, that's an illusion about not being able to tap in your light and love. Illusion is this dark ego's only power to say that I'm all that exists, and all this negative stuff. It is a part of life and it's part of growth, but that it is somehow your blame for the negative stuff, and it is not. It is a learning opportunity. Allow those situations to be your adversary, to be your guide, to be your friend, to tell you what you don't want in life and what you don't want to be like as you're creating yourself in the 3D with your 5-dimensional being. One more. And in this instance, I think when it's talking about bring the scales, let it tell the tales, that is how you need to deal with the past stuff, like the karma. It's like, let the scales deal with that. I don't want to. Everything's forgiven. None of that matters anymore, except that it got me here in the now and taught me how to love myself better and not allow people who don't know how to show me love to feed off of my love energy. I guess I took over at the end. He just sort of left after bringing the scales. Wow, they all do it differently. Because I'm used to like taking over when we're doing our remembrances, and he just kind of left after bringing the scales, and he let me decide to tell you what that meant to me. Mitzu, you're crazy, buddy. I love it. They're all, it's funny, I felt the need to become their friend because of what they came to guide me through. It was intimate, it was vulnerable, so I needed to feel like they were as good a friend to me as my husband, as my older sister. Just, I needed to feel that kind of love from them and be able to give them that kind of love. In order for me to be able to accept what they were saying about me and understand that none of what my body was going through was my fault and that it didn't make me wrong or bad. I felt a lot of bad things about myself during that time. And I just want people to understand you may feel that way. There are people, beings, I am one, who see you differently. They see you as the light that you are. They see that you have just to strengthen your connection to the light that you are. Strengthen your confidence in yourself and set up barriers against that bad stuff that wants to filter through your brain to make you feel bad things in your heart. And muddy the connection to the divine being that you are, to that light and love, and to being able to live in the now comfortably as a happy being who spreads light and love everywhere they go. And that has been my ultimate goal. Now, they're weird when they do the channeling. It's nothing like I imagined it might be, but it's more like the remembrances and Mitzu just dropping out of there. That was pretty funny. He was going to let me after this card, and he just, boom, you finished. So anyway, and the brain was finishing up the thought. So anyway, I think that I will leave it there. Remember, just remember, let your divine light shine. You will find you are attracting the right kind, literally, maybe attracting the right kind of people because they're noticing you. And it may be someone, you may have some kind of something to do with someone that you've known for some time, but you had not connected with that person in that way. So that will be it for this channeling session. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye, emissaries.